Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have all the polishes that I wore this month to share with you today. I wasn't quite as good with wearing stuff like I was in September. I think I counted 16 polishes this month, which is still decent, like that's about every other day. But yeah, let's just get into it. So the first polish I wore was Orly's It's Not Rocket Science. This is basically the same as China Glaze Zombie Zest, which I'm going to show you later on too. This is like an ugly, pretty olive green glass fleck polish. I did 3 coats for this and it was opaque, like you can see in the picture here. No complaints with this one. The formula is definitely a bit thinner than what I would normally consider a normal formula, if that makes sense. But you know, it worked anyway, and it wasn't too thin, it wasn't too runny or anything, so it was pretty good. This next one is called Purple Rain by Catrice. I have had this polish for probably 5 years, and I did wear it a lot when I got it, but I haven't really touched it since, and it's definitely gotten very, very thick. So this is a pretty standard purple with some blue shimmer, although you can't pick that out at all on the nails, which I'm really sad about because I liked the addition of the shimmer particles because they're quite big. So it's not a normal shimmer that's sort of smooth. They're like actual particles that you can pick out. So yeah, they didn't really transfer onto the nail at all. I did 2 coats for the picture that you're seeing. Yeah, like I said, it's gotten a bit thick over time, and I don't think I'm gonna wear it again because I don't have that much polish left in the bottle, but you know, maybe I will anyway. This next one is called Is Norse by OPI. This was from a collection. I can't remember if it was like the Nordic collection or if it was the Iceland collection because I've been mixing those up because I don't have either of them, at least not all of them. I don't know, you know what I mean, I think. But this is like a bluish gray color. It's kind of hard to describe, and this one is definitely a shapeshifter because in some lights it definitely looks gray and then in others it looks blue. And I've even had some occurrences where, or some situations where it looked a bit purple. So yeah, this is a really interesting polish. I did 2 coats for the picture that you're seeing, and I had absolutely no trouble getting it opaque. So yeah, I thought it was a good formula. I didn't have that hard of a time working with the brush this time. I know I mentioned that I don't really like the OPI brushes, but somehow this worked. So yeah. This next one is called Posh by Revlon. This is a new one. I actually picked it up at the same time that I picked up Is Norse. This was on sale somewhere. And this is a pretty standard, like Crayola green color. Crayola, yeah, crayon green, you know what I mean. This is definitely a bit more like standard green in person. It comes out a bit bluish here, but it's definitely, you know, a bit more standard. I did 2 coats with this one and it was fine. I thought it was a bit sheer on the first coat, but it actually leveled out pretty well and it built up to full opacity on the second coat, so that's great. I did notice that I always have trouble picking up the correct color when it comes to greens, so just something to be aware of when you're looking at my swatches. But yeah, I did really like this one. The next up is one that I picked up quite a few months back, I think. This is by Nails Inc. and it's called Rainbow Hooves. This is from their like Dirty Unicorns collection, which I actually love the concept of. So this is like a black base with tons of slightly shifty big shimmer. Like it's along the same lines of Purple Rain that I showed you earlier. you can definitely pick out the shimmer particles, but they're not glitter. So they're not texture or anything, they just sparkle. I only had to do 2 coats, which really surprised me because, again, the first coat was very sheer, and usually with black-based polishes that have a lot of shimmer in them, you usually need 3 because that's just the way they work, because if you do black that's too opaque, you're gonna lose that shimmer and that glitter, if there's glitter. But yeah, I really like this one. I really love the concept. I don't really wear black polish on its own anymore, so this was definitely exciting and fun. This next one is called Orange You Sunny by Serum number 5. This is a neon orange glow-in-the-dark polish. My bottle has gotten extremely thick because I think this was the first glow-in-the-dark polish that I ever got. I think it was this one, I'm not sure. So yeah, this is definitely a bit thick. I did have to do 3 coats, but I think part of that is because my bottle is so thick, so it didn't level out. It didn't level itself out that well. But yeah, this is a glow-in-the-dark polish, like I said, and it also glows orange. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was perfect for October. And I actually layered something over it, which is what you're going to see now. This is by KleanColor, and it's called Beyond Time and Space. I did 1 coat here over Orange You Sunny, and this is basically just a black hex glitter topper. Now, what you might be able to pick out from a picture is that the glitter is quite textured, like it's pretty thick. So that's definitely something to be aware of if you have this polish or if you're interested in picking it up. You might have to do a thicker layer of top coat. But yeah, I did really enjoy this. I liked the combo. I'm actually going to insert my glow picture here because I really liked how that looked. And I actually got a feature from KleanColor for this mani, so that's pretty cool. The next is a polish by Pretty Serious, which I feel like I haven't worn in a while. This is called Herald of the Skeleton War. This is a really dark green base with magenta and blue glitter, and then also there's a shimmer in there too. This was really interesting. I didn't like the formula initially, but I'm thinking that might have something to do with the fact that I haven't worn this since I got it, and I got it last Christmas. So I'm thinking either my bottle has thickened up, because I did swatch it on a swatch stick, because I do that with polishes that I get, but you know, it's either that or maybe it had been in storage for a while before I bought it. Either way, I put thinner in it and it was fine. I did do 3 coats for this because the base is quite jelly-ish. And also the glitter can definitely be a bit textured. But yeah, I did enjoy this polish. I like how it looks, and it's definitely something different. Next is another neon polish. This is by Glaze, and it's called Drink Up Witches. I did like this one. I hate to say it, but I really didn't. So yeah, this is a neon green, as you can see. I felt like after 3 coats that it still wasn't opaque, but I didn't want to do a 4th, so I just did like spot treatment. So I would take a brush and just sort of cover the spots that were uneven. And then usually when you do that and put on top coat, everything sort of smooths out, or like it blends together in a way. This one didn't do that, even with top coat, so I don't know what's wrong with this. I don't know, I didn't really care for it. But it is a pretty good neon green polish. Like, I use this for nail art and it's fine. Just, yeah, be aware of that. Maybe you have this one, because I don't think you can get this anymore. But, I don't know, I just didn't like it that much. And the next one, we have another purple. This one is actually really similar to Purple Rain. It's slightly lighter. This is All Access Pass by Essie. It's definitely more on the neon side, even though there isn't really a neon purple in a way. But this is definitely, I guess, more of a neon. This was actually from, I think, a neon collection. Like, it was a summer collection, definitely, but anyway, I'm rambling. I did 2 coats for this, and I thought the formula was pretty great. This does dry slightly matte. It's not 100% matte, but like semi-matte. So obviously you have to use top coat, which I always do. But yeah, I really like this one, and I did use this as a base for this next polish that you're gonna see now. This is actually by Claire's. I feel like I buy a lot of Claire's polish, considering that I never wear them. And I feel sort of bad about it, but I always prioritize other polishes over them. So I decided to wear this one because it's actually a pretty great glitter topper for Halloween, or like Halloween-ish, because I wore this in the middle of October. But this is called, first of all, it's called Splatter Green, and second of all, it's sort of made up of white, black, and neon green glitter, and I just think that's a really nice combo. I think there's even some bar glitter in here. I think I can make out some on my pinky here. But yeah, I just really like the combo with the purple and the green and then the black and white over it. I really like that. So yeah, and this is just 1 coat. I didn't really have to do any placement. Although, you know, again, with glitter polishes, you do have to sort of manipulate them a bit to get them to spread out evenly. But, you know, nothing big. Next we have Trendsetter by China Glaze. This, I don't know, I like the concept and I like the color, but somehow it just didn't look great on my nails. This is like, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe this. It's a bit, you know, like murky, but then what is that color, you know? Like, if anyone has a suggestion for this color, let me know. It's like, it's a bit mustardy, but it also has green, and then it has a shimmer. I don't know. I did 2 coats here. I'm thinking maybe a 3rd coat would have helped it look better, but I didn't end up doing a 3rd one, so I do think it looks pretty opaque with 2. And like I said, I like the color, but it just didn't look great on me, so what can you do? Next, I wore a pretty new purchase. This is by Trended Up, which is a brand that I've been talking about for a while. This is the number 292, and this is basically a purple polish with a green shimmer. And this is really similar to one that I showed back in, I think it was January, which was called Dating an Alien by Bow Polish. This really reminds me of that. Like, the concept is basically the same, but Trended Up is really, really affordable. I think I paid like $2 for this, and it works just as well. I did 2 coats for this one, but this was so close to being opaque in 1 coat. And also the shimmer is actually more noticeable in real life, which is also pretty great. So I don't know, I really like this polish. And for being a drugstore polish, this is amazing. So yeah, I really like this one. Next we have Maybelline Moss. This is another polish that I feel like I've had for ages. This is pretty much a moss color, but it has a bit of gray in there, and I just really like this. I don't know what it is about this polish, but I love this color. And this is only 1 coat, so it's a 1-coater, which is pretty spectacular, in my opinion. I feel like, yeah, there's a bit of unevenness on my pinky, like right on the edge of my nail, but I think that was just the top coat not covering everything, so that's totally not the polish's fault. So yeah, I really love this one. I did use this as a base for some nail art, which I'm gonna show you really quick now. I feel like this is the perfect zombie skin color. So that's what I did with this one. And the next one is a thermal, a gel thermal. I think you've heard me talking about these Masura minis. They're thermal polishes and they're gel. I've actually worn this particular one before in, I think it was January. Yeah, a lot of January polishes today. This is, I don't know how to describe this. I feel like it's not 100% true to color here in my swatch picture, but this is a thermal that goes from green to purple. And I just thought that's perfect for Halloween, or close to Halloween. So my picture is definitely a bit more tealy, which is odd because usually, I don't know, I used to be able to capture this perfectly. My first swatch picture was perfect, but somehow this time it just didn't want to work. But yeah, I really like this one. Again, with these Masura minis, I feel like they're really thick. But yeah, and I did do 3 coats for this one. But yeah, oh well. And then the last polish, which is what I wore on Halloween, is China Glaze's Zombie Zest. I did talk about this previously at the beginning of this video when I showed you the Orly one. I find that I actually prefer the Orly one because it's opaque in 3 coats. Whereas Zombie Zest, I feel like, doesn't want to get opaque. The picture that you're seeing here is 4 coats, and you can still see the difference between my nail beds and my free nail. So I don't know how I feel about that, but it is sort of a legendary shade and a legendary polish, so I feel like I had to wear it. So yeah, that is it for all the polishes that I wore in October. It's crazy to think that we're in November already because it's definitely too warm. Like, I feel like here it feels like September, you know? But anyway, the next time you're gonna see a video is actually in December, which is crazy to think about, but you know, I hope that I'm gonna be able to do some more videos. I had one planned for October, but I didn't have the time. So we'll see. And make sure to follow me on Instagram, which is where I post all my swatches and nail art, because I did do some nail art this month. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!